Hey, so what I was wanting to do today was talk about using OBS alongside Zoom. So here's the situation. If you have Zoom and you pull it up, I'm going to go to my settings, go to my video. Let's see, I'm going to use my webcam. Hey, there I am sitting in front of a green screen. Brilliant. That looks awful. I could turn on my green screen, do some cropping and all that stuff, but I'm limited. But also, if I'm doing a Zoom meeting for the things that I do and that you might do as well, since a lot of you will be teaching, you might want to have a secondary. So I've got this camera over here, a secondary camera. So that gets kind of clunky when you're using the two of these and going back and forth and all of that. Oops, sorry. So I would like personally to be able to use something that's a little bit more intuitive, a little more slick looking, so I can do these Zoom meetings. So what I have done, I'm going to leave this up over here. What I do is I use OBS software. So I'm going to start my OBS software, pull it on the screen. When you get it, I'm going to turn that off. It's going to look a lot like this. Now it's weird looking at OBS software sometimes when you have a screen pulled up. Okay, I'm going to make that go away. Okay, so obviously this is far from what you pull out of the box. This is me having done a few things on it. And so here we have some OBS software. This is basically good software for doing some streaming, for doing any number of video capture or recording, all this kind of different stuff. And the thing is, it's open source, it's free, and you can do a lot with it. So what I do is I use it for my Zoom meetings. So first of all, I've got my OBS software, and whatever shows up on this screen is what it's going to record or stream or what I've got set up to do. Now we'll get into the details of that at some other point. But right now, just for the Zoom meetings, I've got this OBS software, and I want to send whatever I see here to, when I go to video, whatever I see here. So go back to my OBS software. If you notice my OBS right now, I have it set up to show what's on that screen. So I'm in my OBS. First thing you'll need to do is get a plugin called Virtual Cam, and it gives you a screen like this. And what you do is you turn on that OBS camera with your Virtual Cam. Mine's already started, but if it's not going, you just hit start there. So I'm going to stop it, start it up. Hey, yay, fun. Again, you can just get online and search for Virtual Cam. It's a free plugin. I can send you a link, but it'll be under Tools, Virtual Cam. You get this window, you hit Start. Hey, presto, ready to go. I have mine set to auto start so that every time I open OBS, it just immediately starts going. What this does is it takes my OBS, whatever my preview is here that's sending out, and puts it into a virtual, makes it into a virtual camera. Okay, big whoop. What does that mean? So let's go back to Zoom, go to my video settings, and you remember in my video settings I had my options for all my cameras. I have my Q8 webcam, this guy here. I have my game capture, which is, I've got a Elgato game capture card, and I have this camera plugged into it, but I want to use both of them at once. So what I've done in OBS is put them together, and then I have my OBS camera. So now look at there. So Zoom, my Zoom application, is getting whatever my OBS is sending it. So I can do some really cool stuff here. Let's go to OBS. I'm going to just scoot this over so you can see. I know it's confusing watching all these windows at once, but I've got some presets here. There's my OBS software. That's way too confusing to look at right now. Okay, hey, look at there. So I've got my camera, got this camera ported into OBS, and from OBS, I've got it sending out to the OBS Virtual Cam, and from the Virtual Cam it's being picked up over in Zoom. So whoop-de-doo, I've made it complicated, right? Well, check this out. Where did you go? Of course, it would have to refresh things from time to time. Hey, look at there. So I'm going to use that camera. Ah, look at that. I have two cameras going overlapped with each other. So I can set this here, and this top one could be any number of things. Oh, look, there is my head going into, and it's all coming out over here in my Zoom application. Now I'm going to take my OBS off the screen so it's not, so it simplifies it. So now my my settings you see here in my Zoom application, I'm sending whatever OBS is doing, it's sending it to Zoom. So now my Zoom camera is actually my OBS software. So I'm going to click on a few changes. Hey, look at there, there's that Zoom setup. Now my audio, I'm still using my regular speakers and my standard input, which I'm using a universal audio card. That's neither here nor there right now. So I have these, I'm just using the stock audio settings here. Now we can do some more cool stuff with that as well using OBS, but right now it just complicates matters. So this is just for the purpose of showing you how you can use OBS to port into Zoom. And side note here, while we're looking at it, if you'll notice my background here, I've used chroma key, so I've got a clear background here behind me, which is really make you go away. My chroma key settings, that's actually what I'm sitting in front of, a green screen. And if I set these too far, oh, I disappear. So as I'm adjusting this, you can see over here in my Zoom that it's adjusting in real time. So I can dial it up until it looks good. And what I've done here, in case you're feeling ambitious and you get this far into OBS, I've set up my camera. I have right-clicked on that camera filters, and then I've come down here and I click plus, I add a filter, and chroma key is that filter. And that's what this is. To modify a filter, you just select that filter, and it updates all of this. So yeah, that's really kind of an advanced tutorial, but this is all assuming you're familiar what OBS is and that you can do a few things. If you want to know more about how to do this, by all means, let's do it. I will walk you through step by step, but I just wanted to show you if this is something that you could possibly put to use. It is available for you out there. And I will leave it at that.